Hello and welcome guys, Leon Street here, and in today's video I'm talking about how to make money during the Christmas holiday season for coaches and consultants. And I guess in many respects it's an important topic. I mean, just over the past week along, we're on, just checking the date, it's on the 8th of December, and just over the past week alone I've spoken to coaches who are in startup phase, coaches who are already doing like 20,000 a month, and coaches who are doing more than that. And one of the biggest things that I hear, especially in this time of year, is what can we do to make money now, to get cash in the bank, and to see that through all the way through to the beginning of January, and perhaps even the middle towards the end of January. And I guess in terms of you being able to make money, it's an important topic. And especially, for instance, like in the UK, fresh, hot topic. They've announced, some new restrictions in the UK right now, in England in particular, where I am. So if you are in England, you understand what I'm talking about. And again, there's going to be a knock-on effect for coaches and consultants who are looking to increase their revenue this time of year. So for me, what I want to do is kind of share with you different things that you can do regardless of where you are in order to make money during the Christmas season, holiday season. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, I'm just talking about this time of year where usually in the Western world, people find it a challenge, or they find that their audience tend to slow down with purchasing or buying. And that's because their attention focuses on, the actual holidays, time down with the family, buying gifts for family, friends, all that type of stuff. So I'm going to touch on a few different things. And if you've got any questions as I'm going forward, please just ask. I'm going to cover around about 6 to 7 different areas. I'm going to keep it very simple. If you've got questions, I welcome your questions, guys. The key here for me is, what do you want to know about making money during the Christmas holiday season? Let me know and I'll go into it. And what I'm going to do is just share a few different things that you guys can use in order to attract clients, or even go back out to existing clients and get sales, right? So any questions, drop them below, and I'll come to it and answer your questions. I just want to shout out Angel. Thank you very much for commenting already. Good to know that you're live. And like I said, any question you have, just let me know. I will answer it, and we'll get you rocking for Christmas, because that's what it's about at the end of the day, right? So I guess steps, let's look at them. You know what? I'm going to tick them off one by one. I think I've got about 7 steps. I'm just doing this one on the fly because there's so much stuff in here that I could give you guys, and I just want to keep it simple and effective. So kind of less is more, so you actually get results rather than get your head filled with too much content. So whether you're doing 5,000 a month, or whether you're doing 30,000 a month or more, the biggest thing that I see for a lot of people, usually the challenge comes with audience niche. And so one of the things that I want to touch on with niche, I can see we got one question, but I'm going to come back to it in a moment. One of the things I want to touch on with niche is, are you clear on who your niche is? Perhaps if you're an established coach and you're already doing 10,000 plus per month, you probably have a fair idea of who that niche is. But actually, can you dial it in even more? When I say dial it in, I'm going to give you some examples in a moment. Let me just check the questions. How can I attract people to my workshop during this holiday season? So that's from Angel. Angel, can you just tell me a little bit more about what your workshop is? Is it online or is it in person? Just give me an idea of what the workshop is about and who it's for, and then I'll answer your question. And I'm sure I'll give you a great answer that you can use and implement, because one of my clients just ran a workshop, in-person workshop, I think just over a week ago. Very intimate workshop, and she was able to, I think there was like 8 people who paid like £100 each, which is around about, say, $130 each. So even before the workshop started, she was like £800. She ran about say $1,000 in revenue before the workshop started. It was literally a half-a-day workshop, and I can tell you a bit more. So just tell me who your workshop's for and what problem it solves, right? Cool. So I'm going to get to niche first of all, guys. If you got any questions and you want to make more money over Christmas, just ask, drop a comment. Doesn't matter where you see this. We're going out streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and a few different places on Facebook itself. So what I want to get to, niche. Most people don't understand what their niche is. And I'll tell you in simple terms, it's who. So what type of person, what type of business, right? So it's a who. So if you do B2C, business to consumer, it's going to be a type of person. If you're in the business to business world, it's going to be perhaps a person within the business or the business itself that you're targeting as your niche. But it's very simple. Who? And then the what. The what is, what's the problem that you help them solve, or what's the problem they have that they need fixing, that your services as a coach, maybe your program, your online course, whatever it is, fixes. You put the two together, that's your niche. That's the very simple term of identifying your niche. In reality, what I'm talking about is demographics and psychographics. Demographics are the logical attributes of how you identify who. The psychographics are the emotional attributes that you need to understand in order to create an effective marketing message to actually get people over the line, to attract them, create interest, create desire, and get them to take action. You can only do that when you understand the emotions of what your niche, your audience, your target audience are going through. And that's where most people tend to fall foul. They don't really understand, their niche to that level. And what I want to share with you guys is that, look, it's a very simple exercise, and I've done this many times. If you guys want worksheets that I mentioned throughout this live, just comment worksheet, and whatever worksheet I mentioned, just add the word worksheet in a comment, and I'll make sure you get a free copy, because I think we have it's probably about 6 different worksheets that we currently have that we give out for free. They're PDFs. Some of them are literally 1 pages, but I think majority of them are like 10 page plus. So there's a bit of information to explain how to use the worksheet and then the actual worksheets itself. But anyway, let me move forward. So Angel has now expanded. My workshop is online via Zoom. It's for working mom entrepreneurs, how to self-care to create life-work balance. Okay. Right, I'm going to give you a great answer in a moment, Angel. I'm just going to finish off on the niche point that I was speaking about, and then I'm going to come to your question. So the point that I want to get to is that most people fall short when it comes to identifying their niche, because they don't understand what their frustrations, fears, wants, and aspirations are of their target audience, their niche. When I say niche, for those of you in America, niche, right? So if you can list 5 frustrations, 5 fears, 5 aspirations, and 5 wants and 5 aspirations for your niche, you're going to start to understand or get a bit deeper in terms of what's going on emotionally. Because usually what most people do is skip that part. But your niche, I call it the FFWA framework. It's just frustrations, fears, wants, aspirations. But that's the information that you take and inject into your message, you inject into your offer. And that's where most people miss, because they don't go that deep. And there's actually layers and levels that you can go deeper, but I just want to get that part across first. Identify 5 frustrations, fears, wants, and aspirations. That will give you 20 different things to understand about your niche and what they're going through. Because quite often, most of us are just surface layer. We don't really go deep in what we put out as our marketing message. So for instance, just to give you a quick example, guys, if you understand the frustrations, fears, wants, aspirations of your niche, that is going to affect your message. That's going to go and affect your offers. That's going to go and affect the way that you show up, the kind of content you deliver, whether it's live, videos, text posts, whatever it is. It's going to affect the way that your programs are structured, because actually your promise is going to be built off of what your niche are going through, right? In relation to the problem they have that you can help them to fix. So that's what I want to focus on first with your niche. Too many people who are under 10,000 a month miss that step. They think actually it's just about getting out there and selling anything. What happens is, if you get successful and you're very good at selling, you'll end up at some point burning out, because you'll be selling this package, that package. Your head will be filled with so many different moving parts, the fact that you've delivered this type of service, that type of service, and before you know it, you're just blowing yourself up in terms of burnout, don't have time for you and your family, you don't know whether you're coming or going, right? One of the biggest things that I find is, if you invest in your foundation, you go deep on who your audience are, and you continually look at what you're doing, you refine your message and you move forward, and therefore you go back to the niche and make sure that you are 100% clear on it as you grow your business. You'll focus on one campaign, you'll have one key offer, and your business model will focus on developing that to be the best system possible. Why? Because it creates less confusion, because there's simplicity built into it. And that all comes from just getting clear on your niche, guys. So that's my point on niche. I'm going to come to Angel's question. So you're running this workshop via Zoom. It's for working mom entrepreneurs, how to self-care to create life-work balance. Right. So the first thing is working mums. What kind of working mums? The ones who have money or the ones who are strapped for cash? And the reason why I say that is because I'm sure you're running this workshop because you want to upsell them into something. You're not just running the workshop just to run the workshop, right? That's the mistake a lot of people walk into. So what you want to do is get very clear on what type of working moms, professional working moms who run their own business, successful working moms who run their own business. It could be working moms who are generating 10,000 plus, running their own business, and they've got to this point where they're doing pretty good income-wise, like 10,000 plus, but they've sacrificed their life for work, right? So they haven't got the balance right. So once you get very clear on the kind of woman that you're targeting, you're going to have to put that message in front of her. So the message that comes from the place of getting clear on who the woman is, what type of woman. Because if you're going to run a workshop, and if you're like my clients, you're probably going to sell a package that is worth, let's say, $3,000 to $10,000. That's what you're going to upsell at your workshop, right? So they're going to come on this workshop live on Zoom. So if you're going to sell that kind of package, you've got to be very clear on who can afford and buy that. So whether they're paying in full or whether they're on a monthly payment plan. Yeah. So again, this comes back to your niche. And this is why I say most people don't get clear on, well, actually, who's the niche? What's the problem they have? You know, and is this the kind of perfect client that I can go for who can actually afford what it is that I actually want to sell them, rather than having to discount or kind of like barter with the person to try and sell what it is that you're trying to sell, and you know it brings a ton of value. So that's one thing. You've got to get very clear on your niche. The second thing that I want to touch on, that Angel, with your question is when you're constructing your workshop, think about what's the offer you're selling, yeah, and come to the content second. And I'll tell you why. As I said, your workshop is a means to the next step for your attendees. So therefore, you've got to get very clear on what's the offer, what are they going to find irresistible, and what are they going to invest in when the offer is shown to them, right? And so for me, start with what the offer is going to be. And if you're running a workshop, obviously it depends on how long you're running the workshop for. Is it 60 minutes, 90 minutes? Is it 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, whatever? I know you're running it online, but it could be like a half day, full day, or just a couple of hours. I don't know. So what you have got to do is make sure that the offer part, when you get to the offer, that it is prominent and not left until the end. It's kind of wedged into the middle. And the reason why I say that is because you don't want people getting halfway and leaving and not seeing your offer. What you want to do is make sure that you're kind of seeding the offer throughout the workshop, like alluding to the fact that when people use X method from your program, they get these types of results. Or when people use specific templates or different things that are found in your program, they get these types of results. That's called seeding. So what you're doing is kind of dropping little crumbs for people to think, oh, she keeps mentioning this program, and actually the program, the method in the program, and people get these results. So then people start to connect the dots in their mind mentally, even before the offer is kind of revealed. So those are just a few things I would say to you. The other thing that you need to consider is the structure, how you deliver value as opposed to training. Yeah, when you do a workshop, is it an intensive or just a workshop to kind of give people suggestions and ideas? And if it is, that means two different things. An intensive means that you do have to do some teaching, i.e. give value. If it's not an intensive and it's more kind of, workshop, you're giving some value, low level how-tos, then actually what you got to think about when it comes to your content is how can you create a buy-in environment. And honestly, compared to teaching and creating a buying environment, the two different things, they can merge together, but you got to know what you're doing. And when I say buying environment, how can you create a situation where people feel comfortable and ready to invest in whatever the thing is that you offer when you create your offer, right? So hopefully you can take those things on board. Angel, if you've got any more specific questions, just drop them in a comment. I'll come to it. I'm going to move to point 2, guys. If you want to make money over Christmas and you got specific questions, just ask away. I've already spoken about niche. I'm going to speak about message. I've already alluded to message. The fact that you've got to understand your niche, the who you want to serve, and the what, as in the problem they have, it's critical to the success of you creating the right message. And the reason being that your niche really is where you get your message from, because otherwise, who would your message be for if you hadn't considered your niche? It would just be a made up message, right? So for me, message, it comes out of your niche. How does your message show up? It shows up in the way that you communicate on social media, whether you do live streams like I'm doing today or a video, whether you put out text posts, whether you put out long form posts, short form hand raising posts, whether you add calls to actions, the type of stories that you share in your message. The key here is that when you share your content, does it kind of pull back to what the niche is going through with regards to the problem? And does it give them hope, or does it give them insight into what they want, what they desire once the problem they're going through is solved, right? That's key. What I've found in all the research that I've done, and for those of you who don't know, I published a book on this topic called More Leads, More Clients 3 years ago. The content in there is still relevant because I based it on marketing principles rather than technology. But the key I want to get to is that when you're creating a message and you want people to take action, it always comes back to the niche and what they're going through. Yeah. And what I find is a lot of people out there, they can create professional marketing, professional messaging, whether it's in email, whether it's in social media, it really doesn't matter. But the thing is, if your message lacks emotion, you won't drive people into taking action. And let me tell you something, people's wants, the thing that they desire, is their motivation. And if you don't have that and understand why people want those things and what are the emotions and things around why they want the very things that they want, and usually it's to do with people, time, and money. Yeah. But what I want you to understand, it's like, what do people do with those things once they have the solution? And this is where your marketing message needs to create stories to capture imagination. And it needs to contain what it is that people are thinking about. Like, the things people think about, but they don't say verbally. That's where you've got to come from with your marketing message. If you go onto my timeline on Facebook, you go on LinkedIn, even Instagram, and just read some of the content, look at some of the videos that I put out. They're great examples of how you can put out different types of content and just speak directly to your niche. And if you didn't know already who my niche is, it's business and life coaches and generally experts who run their business and market online. So is this making sense so far, guys? I just want to make sure, just checking. I know there's a few of you who are live. If you're watching this on a replay, just give me a hell yeah. If you're watching this live, give me a double hell yeah. This is making sense. Just checking out a few comments. Right, so what we've got here, message needs to create an emotional response, 100%. Okay, so I'm going to move on to step 3 in what you need to do to make money over the Christmas holiday period, your offer. And I alluded to this a little bit when I was answering the question from Angel. And I guess the key for me really is to understand a couple of things. Now, I was reading a really cool book actually by a marketing, it's the best way for me to put it, a marketing godfather. Yeah. So David Ogilvy, I was reading one of his books. And if you don't know who he is, don't sweat it. It's no big deal. Marketing is one of my hobby areas. That's why I'm a visionary marketing coach. Yeah, that's the thing that I work on and look into and upskill myself on. But anyway, the book's called Ogilvy on Advertising. And I'm reading this guy's book. Yeah. And like I said, he's a godfather to most of us marketers. We pick up and have learned and use his concepts as he did the people that walked before him. But I want to get to this point of your offer. Now, your offer, you can have a really cool offer that really makes you money. And most of the time I come across a lot of coaches either have a kind of signature program that they have that most people step into as a group coaching program, kind of like $3,000 to $10,000. And then they have a monthly recurring revenue program, kind of like a higher level coaching program, could be a group program, mastermind, anything like that. And usually they're selling that at $1,000 to $3,000 a month for like a 12-month program. So depending on where you are, your offer might be a kind of 6 to 12 week, pay you once type of thing, or it might be a monthly recurring revenue offer. Now, the key thing is with your offer, you've got to understand your niche, as I mentioned. Yeah, because when you construct the offer, you need to understand who's already selling to that market. And this is competitor analysis that I'm talking about here. So if you're unsure about whether your offer is at the right price, bringing enough value, what I would suggest you do, just like David Ogilvy, which is why I mentioned him in the book, suggests, is that you do the research, you look into who's already selling to your niche. Yeah. So who's already selling, what are they buying? Yeah. So what are your niche already buying? So who are the competitors? And look, you can't say to yourself, there's nobody who's like me, I'm unique, all this blah, blah, blah bullshit. Look, if your niche are out there and already buying, that means there is somebody that you can take inspiration from and do research on. So you can look at what they're already putting out there. You can look at their pricing. I've already given you some clues as to what your pricing can be: $3,000 to $10,000 for a 6 to 12 week program. If you're doing monthly recurring 12-month program, 6 or 12-month program, it's going to be $1, $2, $3, perhaps $5,000 a month, depending on the type of value, experience, and the promise that you can deliver on. Yeah. So I'm not just saying these prices like I've just plucked them out of thin air. I'm saying this if you want to make money this Christmas holiday season, because if you sell anything less than that, you're probably not going to make good money. You're probably not going to make profit because your prices are too low. Anybody who's thinking, oh, I need a low price, low ticket offer or a tripwire product, I'm not talking to you right now. I'm talking for people who want to make cash this Christmas. So you're going to sell something at least $3,000 or more. So anyway, your offer is very simple. You need to know how to demonstrate the value, so that when people see your price, they automatically think the value is 5 to 10 times more than the price. And the way that you do that is demonstrate through the results that you've already got, if you've got testimonials and case studies. And you also demonstrate on the benefits of what you will deliver, what they will get. And you hear this quite a lot when people talk about sales. What's in it for me? That's how you demonstrate value. The trouble you're going to have if you haven't done this before is how you construct it and put it together. I'm probably going to release a worksheet on this in about 3 weeks time, maybe in the beginning of January. So those of you who want to make cash now, I do apologize. I don't have anything to just give you for free right now. Perhaps you need to be a client of mine and I can give you everything you need, right? But I am going to release a free worksheet, probably January time, for everybody, who just wants to hit January and hit the road running. So note to self, Leon, need to release the offer worksheet. That's coming. If you buy my book, More Leads, More Clients, you'll see in there's an example sales letter, so how to create an offer. So what I'm talking about, you can get it on Amazon. My book, I think I'm selling it for like £3, $5 on Amazon right now. More Leads, More Clients. You can go get it on amazon.com.co.uk and pretty much around the world, I do believe. I just haven't got one with me. It's over on my bookshelf over there, but I'm not going to walk behind my desk and get it. So anyway, More Leads, More Clients. Go check it out, guys. What I will do, I will put the link in the comments, I believe, or actually I'm going to put it on screen. So let me get it up. So Amazon, just give me a second, guys. This is for anybody who wants examples of all the stuff I'm talking about today. So More Leads, More Clients. Here we are. So now let me just find the share link on Amazon. Share. Okay, I do believe I found something. Here we are. So I'm not even going to share the link because it's too much of a pain in the ass because Amazon's giving me this super long link. What I'm doing, I'm just going to put the title up on screen. So let me find banners, going to add a new banner right now. Here it is, book, create folder. And we're going to put a banner in here. So if you do want to get the book, guys, it's called More Leads, More Clients. Like I said, it's on Amazon. Let me just put it on now and show. So that should be showing at the bottom of the screen right now, guys. So the stuff that I'm talking about, if you want to create a better offer, get the book, More Leads, More Clients. You can get a free copy of the book. I actually forgot. If you want a free PDF copy, guys, just put below this video as you're watching free PDF copy and I'll send you a link into my group. So my group on Facebook for coaches and consultants, and actually have it in the group. Totally forgot. See, it pays just to spend a bit of time sometimes when you're just thinking like, what else do we need to talk about? So if you want a free copy of the book, PDF copy, just put free PDF copy, More Leads, More Clients. I'll make sure you get a link. You can jump into my group and you'll find it in the guide section of the group. Anyway, so if you're not on Facebook, guys, and you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching this on LinkedIn, jump onto Facebook and just create a profile if you don't have one, and just message me. It's Leon Street. You can see my name at the beginning of this video. You can get in there. Marta, thank you very much for sharing, by the way. I really appreciate you. So I want to talk about step 4, guys. We're going to move on to step 4, what else you need to do to make money, to get cash in the bank, right? I've spoken about foundational stuff so far. And when I say foundational stuff, it's the boring stuff, right? Nobody wants to identify their niche. Nobody wants to really look at what the frustrations, fears, wants, aspirations of their audience is. Nobody really wants to consider the message. Nobody really wants to put time into creating an offer. They just want to have an offer that somebody buys for $10,000 and they just sell it like hotcakes. But we're in the real world. You have to put work into your business. So I'm talking to all the people who want to be champions. And I'm going to share a very quick story that I shared with my coaching clients today, because I had my group coaching call with my clients. And I shared this very simple story, and I'm sure all of you will appreciate this. If you think about a world champion athlete, could be like an MMA fighter or Olympic, sprinter, because I love sports. So this is why the sports story is being used. They don't just turn up to an event, for instance, like an MMA, UFC fight, and just become world champion by default. Yeah, it doesn't happen. So a person has to fight either to retain their belt, or the other person has to fight to, win the belt from the other person. However, what I want to talk about is they put years of work into becoming a world champion. Yeah, they go to the gym 6-7 days a week. Yeah, sometimes twice a day. And they put the work in. This is the boring stuff. So everything that I've mentioned in this video so far, niche, message, offer, the foundational stuff, the boring stuff, they still do, champion athletes do, in order to work their way up to becoming world champions, gold medalists. So if you're in business and you're thinking, oh, this is too hard, I don't really want to do all this. I just want to create an offer and put it out there and people just buy it. You're in the wrong business. Get a job. Like, that's my advice to you. Running your own business isn't for you. Everybody else who's listening and continuing to listen, you're in the right place. You already know. You've had to put hard work in to get to 10K a month, 20K, 30, 50, probably doing even 100K a month. You already know that, right? That's why you're here listening. And that's what I want to share with you guys. Like, that's what this is all about. So marketing. Right, let's get into it. Marketing is all about how we attract people in. And there's 3 key areas that I want to talk about. There's organic marketing. If you don't have a big budget right now, then I would be saying to you, organic marketing is the one for you. There's paid advertising. So Facebook ads, YouTube ads, that kind of stuff, Google ads. And then there's JV. So the 2 big opportunities you have, if you don't have a big budget, is organic marketing, meaning that you got to find people using time. Right, so you go onto Facebook, you go onto LinkedIn, and you go onto Instagram. So I'm just going to give you a quick few areas that you can use right now. You start searching for and joining Facebook groups. They're one of the most active places on social media where you can find buyers. You can find people in your niche. Go onto LinkedIn groups, same thing, just on LinkedIn. If you want to test out Instagram, look at the people who are following the influencers or the authorities in your industry, because those people who are following them are probably your niche. Start engaging with the comments they leave on your competitors or on the authorities' posts, and like praising them. Get into conversation, follow, send them DMs, praise them. Don't pitch to them, praise them, build a relationship. That's what I'm talking about. If it sounds like hard work, remember, you're in the wrong game. Yeah. Facebook groups, however, you might be able to find people who are ready to buy, because they're going to post in groups about the challenges or the problems that they're going through. Yeah, you've got to choose the groups based on keywords related to your niche. It could be job role, it could be job title. Join the groups, join as many groups as possible, and figure out which ones are the ones that have engagement, where people are interacting. You can see there's quality, there's very little spam, or not as much spam that you find in some of the other groups that are pretty shit, really. And so join groups. You will find people. That is the place where you go networking in business. And if you're in England, because of these recent, announcements, that's probably the place you need to look even more. Yeah, because you're online and they're telling you to try and work from home and all these other things, right? That's why I gave up my office last year. Yeah, that's another story. So anyway, is this making sense, guys? Organic, Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups. That's your go-to. Put videos on TikTok. They're getting lots of views right now. Put videos onto Instagram Reels. You'll get 1,000 views within 24 hours on an Instagram Reel. 60-second video. Put your message out there. You'll get people seeing it. Put hashtags onto your posts on Facebook. Put them on Instagram. Put hashtags on your post on TikTok. Put hashtags on your posts on LinkedIn. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, search for all these things that I'm talking about on YouTube, and you'll find a video that shows you how to use these social media platforms. Life is not difficult these days, guys. You don't have to be like a genius to figure these things out. People put this content out on YouTube daily. You can find what you need. I'm just telling you where to look. Don't try and be on all the platforms as well, especially during this Christmas season. Pick one, go all in where you can see that there's activity and people in these groups, and just go for it. Start marketing, sharing your message out there. Whoops, nearly knocked my microphone over there. Getting a bit enthusiastic. Anyway, hopefully this is making sense, guys. Marketing, that's organic. So JV, joint venture partners. So is there, or are there people out there who serve your niche but serve them with different services where there's no competition? Use other people's audiences. Can you do a workshop? Can you do a live stream? Can you do like a masterclass in front of somebody's group who owns like a Facebook group? Perhaps somebody has an email list that you can advertise the webinar. So you can do like a live webinar on Zoom, that kind of stuff. Maybe you can do a masterclass, especially for somebody's group of clients, you know, free of charge, just to deliver value. But have a guess who is showing up with the value that people will want to turn to when they know that that's the problem you help them to fix, right? And here's the other thing. If you are doing JVs, perhaps you give a commission payment to any clients that you secure through your joint venture partner. If somebody's opening up the doors to their list, to their client base, and you make a sale, perhaps you give them 25%. It could be 10, 25%, could be 50%, depending on what you're selling. You know, if it gets you 50% of your fee in, let's say you're selling something for like $5,000 and you give away 2.5K, and you can afford to give away to acquire a client, maybe that's 2.5K that you'd rather have in your bank this side of Christmas. You know, if the person's happy just to receive less, even better. But most people are generally happy to receive 10% if you're selling like a $5,000 program, because it's $500 and nobody wants to say no to $500, right? And if you can up it up, maybe you offer them like, I don't know, for 20%, right? So it's up to you. Figure it out. You got to figure out what works for you based on your profitability and your profit margins. Hopefully this is making sense, guys. If you want to make more money over Christmas and you got questions right now, you want me to answer them, just drop it in the comments, guys. I've answered questions already. I think we've been going nearly half an hour, I believe. Let me just check. Yeah, 31 minutes. So if you got any questions, let me know. I'm about halfway through, just over halfway through the steps I want to talk about. So if you're doing 10,000 plus a month, paid ads, you already know this, you should be running paid ads, or at least dabbling. My suggestion to you is very simple. Drive ads to a landing page, like a squeeze page for a webinar if you have one. If you really want to push things during the Christmas period and you've got time, do live webinars leading up to Christmas and beyond through the holiday season. Why? Because you're live there and then. You can get feedback, people can comment. You can be dynamic and fluid in the moment. So when it comes to then, you know, presenting your offer, you're ready to go. You can add that energy. If you've got pre-recorded evergreen stuff and it's already been working for you, then you just need to turn the taps on to get more traffic. This side of Christmas, advertising can go up because the bid price does tend to go up a little bit more because there's other advertisers flooding the market with Christmas products, you know, physical products and stuff like that. But if you've got the budget and you're doing 10K plus per month consistently, that means you can run ads. One of the key areas that you can probably run ads is lead ads. That's a great place. You know, you can have a low budget and just get leads coming through. The key is going to be in your marketing message, which I spoke about in step 4. Yeah. If your message is unclear, you'll attract the wrong type of people. You'll attract unqualified people. And there are different steps you can take in your funnels and all that other jazz, technical jazz. I don't want to talk about it too much because you don't really need funnels in this day and age. You know, I'm well aware of some of my peers. I was on Facebook earlier. I saw one of my peers. He's collected $4 million cash this year so far. Organic marketing, guys, no paid ads. And the way that he's done that is by leveraging his team. He has increased his team of appointment setters, VAs, and all that other stuff to basically become the man or woman power to make that happen. Anyway, that's another story. If you want to find out more about that, you know, just hit me up. But anyway, paid advertising, you can make it work, but you got to be at a certain level to afford the budget to do that, guys. If you haven't got the budget, stick to organic, and perhaps you can collect $4 million next year, like the guy that I know. Right then, let's move on from here, guys. I'm going to move on to step 5. If you got any more questions around marketing, and there's anything like you think, oh, but I've heard this or I've heard that, ask your question. I will answer it. Because I help so many people. I've got people marketing, like I've got clients who, like, I've got 375,000 subscribers on YouTube. I've got One client, I think, has got nearly 1 million followers on TikTok. I've got other clients who are just, they're creating great results, like multiple 5-figure monthly results in different niches: health, life coaching, business coaching, transformation, leadership, lots of different niches. So if you got any specific question, just ask it, because I'm here right now, and I'm probably going to be on for another, what's the time? About 10 minutes, and then I'm going to be coming off, guys. And if, oh, you actually didn't say, if you're not in my Facebook group already, the Business and Life Coaches community, tomorrow I'm going live, and I'll be doing a walkthrough, 10 to 15 minute walkthrough of my DM and inbox chat script that I use to convert leads into clients on social media. And if you want to get this the script for free as well, I'd recommend that you join the group. The link is on my profile on Facebook for those of you watching on different social media platforms. If you want the link and you want to jump into the group, get the free worksheet, and you want to get the 10 to 15 minute walkthrough video, just comment, what's the word, CBC, so Charlie Bravo Charlie. Yeah, it stands for confirmed by chat, and it's my script. Or just put DM script, I'll know what you're talking about. Actually, that's easier. DM script, just comment DM script, and I'll make sure I send you the link to join the group and get the free DM script, which I call confirmed by chat. Anyway, so let's move on, guys. Let's move on. Any questions? Is this making sense? I hope it's making sense, guys, because I kind of feel like I'm just like driving through fast as well. Leads and prospects, very simple. If you get people who comment on your stuff, I have a process, a method called comments into chat. If you're posting content and people are engaging with you, they're commenting, they're liking your stuff, one of the biggest things that you can do right now is to speak to them. Because usually if they're commenting and liking your stuff, it's because they're into whatever it is you're talking about. Perhaps they have a problem similar to what you're talking about, and they want it fixed, and they can see that you're a potential solution provider. So what I want to get to is that if people comment and people like your stuff throughout this period, dive into their DMs and thank them. Speak to them. Don't pitch to them. Say, hey, I really appreciate your support. And if it's a specific topic or post that they've commented or liked, then that's an indicator for you to know, oh, actually, they have an interest in X. So for instance, if I post about using a DM script and somebody likes my post or comments on my post, have a guess what I know they have an interest in or would like potentially a solution to? Yeah, the DM script. So think about your niche. For instance, if you're a life coach and you've created a video, you've done a video on how to find more life balance or how to find more happiness and contentment, and somebody likes or comments on the post, that means they've got an interest in that topic. So that means you should be diving into DMs, whether you're on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and saying, hey, really appreciate your support. What was your one takeaway? What was the thing you liked the most? Like actual conversation, guys. You know why? Because at some point they're going to reply to you and they're going to reveal. And if you want to know how to transition from, a conversation to, oh, actually, this could be a potential lead, which I could turn into a client. Very simple. Once you ask them what's their one takeaway, you simply ask this question. Are you ready for it, guys? Are you currently looking for help with that? Yeah, and that's it, guys. It's not upfront. It's not confrontational. It's not pitching. You're just asking them. And what you will find is that in any market, there's always 10% of people who are looking for help, who are ready to buy. Yeah. And if there's anything you guys can do right now, it's take that, what I've just shared with you. I see so many people who miss it. They put content out and they don't follow up on the engagement, and they're thinking, I can't get any leads. Like there's people liking my stuff, but I haven't sold anything. Follow up, guys. Yeah. That's what selling is. Follow up. So that's leads. How do you get people to become prospects? When people start answering your qualifying questions, that's when you know they're a prospect. So when somebody says, yes, I would like help with that, then you start to ask the questions that are important for you to qualify. So it could be, for instance, what is your current income, or how many clients do you have? How many clients do you want? Or what's the income that you want to get to? If a person's unhappy, for instance, you're a life coach and you're serving, general public or whoever, and they need a life coach and need some personal development, where are you at right now? Where would you like to be on a scale of 1 to 10 with happiness? What does that mean? How does that affect your life? What does your family life look like? What does your work life look like? If you're a career coach, well, how's your career now? Where do you want to be in your career? Like those are qualifying questions. Yeah. And like there's many more as well. And I've shared on countless videos I've put out over the past year, guys, on how you qualify in DMs. You can just go onto my YouTube channel if you want to search through, and you'll find it on there, guys. But the point I want to get to is that it's your duty to follow up to create leads and prospects. Prospects are the ones who are answering your qualifying questions. And I have a process that, as I said, it's called Confirm by Chat. And there is a free script that I have. You can get it. It's a PDF. And I'm doing the walkthrough tomorrow, if you missed that already. 10 to 15 minute walkthrough in my Facebook group. It's so powerful because everybody that I use that script with, they always get to see my offer. Yeah. And that's what I'm sharing with you, is that if you do social media right, you'll build relationships, but you'll also move those conversations to a point where a person feels happy to discuss you helping them, even if they then turn you down, which is cool because somebody has the right to say, no, I don't think I would like that after all. Yeah. But if you do it right and you create the right sales offer, the sales letter, most people will be saying, tell me more. And that's what you want. That's what I help my clients to do. But anyway, leads, prospects, follow up, guys. Where are we moving to next? This is step 6. And then we got 7, sales. So once you followed up with people, you got to have a real structure to close people. And when I say close, look, I don't care what language you use to sell, to onboard, to enroll, whatever makes you happy. It's selling, guys. You know, at the end of the day, you're running a business. You got to have cash coming in. Otherwise, it's not a business. It's a hobby. And this video is about making money over the Christmas period, right? Let me just turn that banner off. I don't need to show the book anymore. So let's hide that. Just for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Leon Street. Anyway, just coming back to the point I wanted to get to. So Sana is asking for the DM script. I can see you want to get some cash, Sana. Good choice. Anybody else want that DM script and want to watch the walkthrough video? Just comment DM script below. Anyway. Sales is all about knowing how to get somebody to the point where they're ready to make a buying decision. It's where two people walk a path of mutual agreement. And that is from John Canary, old school personal development guru. And I do believe he was partners with Bob Proctor at one time. Two people walking a path of mutual agreement. What I do with my clients is put my offer in the chats before a person even speaks to me on a phone call, yeah, or a Zoom call. Most people don't do that. Most people try and put a contract together, send an invoice, and then wait for people to sign the contract and then wait for people to pay their invoice. You've got it back to front, guys. If you want to get cash in this side of Christmas, you need people to commit by making payments. And the only way you do that is by selling. You can pre-sell if people see the offer before they speak to you on a phone call. And you can do that by creating a video, which is like a non-offensive video, just saying, hey, I'm looking forward to speaking to you. Here's the kind of things that my clients are part of, or here's the things that my previous clients have invested in. And perhaps we may speak about this when we're on the call. Yeah. If you get my DM script, I show you an even slicker way. Yeah. I show you how to structure your questions so the person wants to see your offer and then wants to book in the call if they feel the offer is right for you. So let's assume that somebody wants to see your offer and they want to book in a call with you. Selling is very simple, guys. You need to understand like where the person is, and do they want to take action now, or do they want to take action later? And the next step is figuring out where they are right now, where they want to be, like what problems do they have, and what is the outcome, what is the goal, the result, or the desired result they're looking for in their life. And if you can help the person overcome that problem and get the results that they're looking for, then you can make the promise to them, right? With my program, with my coaching program, with my online course, I can deliver that for you, or we can deliver that for you if you've got a team. Yeah. And that's what people are looking for. The way that you convince people is to show testimonials. Yeah. Because then people have something to gauge, like, oh, this is the result that I can get. And quite often, if you can clearly demonstrate what your benefits are, that's what makes the pre-sale before you're actually selling easier, because people already know what they're in for and what's in it for them. Selling is very simple. The more you do it, the better you get. I would suggest you have a sales script and you pull that script together, because it will help you to create more consistency in the conversion that you gain, the sales that you make. I see so many people who they just wing it, and winging it doesn't get you results consistently, guys. Sales is a skill that you can develop. It's a muscle that you can build. You just got to be doing it. And the more that you have a system, the more you can then say, oh, okay, the system's not that good. I can improve it. Let's see what's working, change things and get better. I have a script that my clients use. And I do have in my book, remember I said you can get my book, More Leads, More Clients. There is a script in there. I actually have one of my sales scripts in the book. Go get it by join in my Facebook group and I'll give you a free PDF copy of my book and you'll have the sales script in there. Anyway, final point, step 7. Oh, one thing when it comes to selling, when you sell, just know that you're serving the other person. You're not doing them out of their money. So don't discount. If the person sees value in what you bring, that's all that you need. Yeah, you just need to demonstrate value, but don't discount and don't feel like you're taking money away from them at like a crucial time of the year, holiday period. If people are buying now because people still have problems, they don't stop having problems just because it's holiday season and Christmas. So sell with confidence, knowing that you're going to help change somebody's life and their outcome or their business, right? So step 7 is deliver. What do I mean by deliver? Deliver on your promises. Deliver what you said you're going to offer, yeah, and help your clients to win. Help your clients as much as you can to be successful. And if you qualified the right people in, which you would have done from your DM script that I mentioned earlier, you'll be working with the right people, because nobody wants those D-rate clients, C or Ds. We want A's and B's, more of the A's, right? So deliver. And that's it, guys. If you want to make money, do that. I'm going to give you one more thing. If you've got existing clients and you've got clients who bought from you this year and they haven't bought anything else, go back out to them with a special offer, like a one-time offer. Maybe it is, at a really special price and you just need to get cash in. Just go back out to people. For anybody that you didn't close in the past 12 months who spoke to you about potentially using your services or, buying from you and they didn't buy, go back out to them now. Email them, phone them, message them in your DMs. Follow up, guys. Honestly, you can change everything about where you are right now. So long as you believe it, make the decision to act and then act. Just go do it, guys. Just like Nike says, just do it. So I think that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. 46 minutes. Wow, that's been pretty long. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you don't know who I am, I'm Leon Street, Visionary Marketing Coach. I've got a whole ton of value and free giveaways that actually will make a difference in your business. If you're a business or life coach or a consultant and you market and run your business online, I'd love to help you create 6- and 7-figure results just like my clients. And if you'd like to find out more, dudes, send me a DM. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.